I'm 24 and I'm $23,000 in debt. 11K from a car repair loan.
If I can go back and talk to myself 10 years ago, I would literally grab myself by the shoulders and hit him with some hard truths. I was trying to impress people who didn't even care about me. I was making reckless money moves that had me playing catch up for years. So buckle up. I'm gonna expose myself. I'm gonna talk to me. And whatever you could take from this conversation, I want you to take it. You see, the average student loan debt right now is about $40,000 per student. Here's the very first thing, that this would go to my younger self. So many young people are trapped in debt before they even get their first real paycheck. That's not living, that is surviving. Y'all, today I want to talk to myself. If I could sit down with my younger Anthony ONeal self, I'm talking about within my 30s. Y'all, I am actually 41. And if I can go back and talk to myself 10 years ago, I would literally grab myself by the shoulders and hit him with some hard truths. Like, for real. Like, listen, bro. Listen. Because the 30-year-old self was impacted by the 20-year-old self. So really, I would talk to my literally right at that 28 to 30-year-old Anthony ONeal version. Because I was out there buying flashy cars. I was trying to impress people who didn't even care about me. I was making reckless money moves that had me playing catch up for years. And can I be real with you, family? I don't want you all making the same mistakes I made. So buckle up. I'm going to expose myself. I'm going to talk to me. And whatever you could take from this conversation, I want you to take it. And I want you to apply it to yourself, because we're going to unpack some harsh but life-changing advice. Here's the very first thing, that this would go to my younger self. Younger, I'm saying 20s. Student loans. You all know that I'm actually about 2 classes away. At the time of recording this video, I'm 2 classes away from completing my executive MBA. I finished my bachelor's last year at Virginia Union University in finance and in banking. My EMBA, my executive MBA, will be in church management, where I'll be able to go inside the churches and help them manage their money better and help them manage and teach their parishioners how to manage their money better. And then I'm down to 2 schools to where I will start my DBA, my doctoral degree in finance and investing, right? So that would be 3 degrees. Not 1 student loan have I borrowed, and not 1 student loan have I taken out. Here's the thing about student loans. I still stand on what I say. I don't think taking out $200,000-$300,000 in student loans is worth education. You guys, you will have to face them like the adults you are. You see, the average student loan debt right now is about $40,000 per student. Total federal student loan debt right now is right at about $1.7 trillion. I want that to sink in real quick. There, AO, young AO, $1.7 trillion. Like I said, as someone who's back in school myself, this hits different. So many young people are trapped in debt before they even get their first real paycheck. That's not living, that is surviving. If I could talk to my 20-year-old self, Anthony, I'll say, bro, don't just sign those papers. Be strategic. Hunt for scholarships. Go get a job. As a matter of fact, you had your father's GI Bill. You had a partial scholarship from the National Forensics League. Leave that daggone student loan off. You don't need that money, because you're still going to be paying for it in your late 20s, early 30s. Please don't do it. Yeah, I would slap me in the back of my head. It is not worth it. But let's be honest, coming from Anthony, my younger self, to you, most of you all already signed the papers, and some didn't even graduate. That's real life. So now what? Now what? Let's be honest. Most people are stressed and stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle because they were never taught how money actually works. That is exactly why I built this channel. Every week, my team and I are breaking down how to master your money, how to get out of debt, save, invest, and build wealth without borrowing a dime. No fluff, no hype, just real money talk that actually helps you win financially. You see, because money impacts every aspect of our lives, our peace, our relationships, and even our future. If you don't take control of it, it will control you. And if you're tired of just surviving and you're ready to build wealth God's way, you're in the right place. Over 900,000 people have already subscribed to our YouTube channel with over millions of downloads on our Apple and Spotify podcasts. Now, when we hit 1 million on YouTube, we're giving away $30,000 to help you get out of debt and to start building legacy. So listen, don't just watch. Hit that subscribe, family. Join this community. Let's build real wealth. Let's build real financial freedom together. It's your boy. Hit that subscribe. Let's get back to the show. Let's go to an Ask AO caller who currently is in this situation. Check this out.
My name is Jason, and I'm from Georgia, and I'm 24, and I'm $23,000 in debt, $11K from a car repair loan after accident about 5 months ago, and the rest from mistakes like using credit cards for college and then dropping out later and just consumer debt after that. I've been stuck on baby step 1 for quite some time. I make about $3,000 a month, but really like $700 of that goes to minimum payments, and I'm barely breaking even. And I use every dollar, but I'm not really making any progress, and I just need direction on finding a job, even with no experience, that can help me get out of this hole. I really want to break into tech. Thought that was a great idea, but I was denied for the loan for the 4K program cost, and I just can't afford the installment plans based on all of the minimum payments that I'm paying. So if you can help me, I greatly appreciate it. Been following you, and I appreciate you. Have a good one.
You know what, Jason? Man, I want to say thank you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for being part of this community, and as well, y'all, for those of you who are listening and watching this. We always have a call-in segment now to where we'll put that number up on the screen right now, and we'll put it inside of today's show notes to where you can call in and ask a question. But Jason, I agree. In your particular situation, a career in tech will be a great option for you. I'm not gonna say maybe. I'm not gonna say might be. No. A career in tech, transitioning as a 24-year-old person in tech, will be a great option for you. I'm gonna put their information up on the screen right now, and we're gonna link it inside of today's show notes. But I want you to look into my friends over at Careerist, or any similar programs that can help you break into a higher paying field without going deeper into debt. One thing I love about Careerist is that Careerist is going to position you to where within a matter of 20 weeks, you could be working from home. And I think you said you're making roughly $3,000 a month. If I do the $3,000 a month times that by 12, you're making about $36,000 a year. Bro, you can go from making $36,000 a year to about $90,000, $80,000 a year within a matter of 20 weeks. All right. But let's definitely talk about this. All right. 24 years old, $23,000 in debt, making $3,000 a month, and only $700 that's going towards bills. Jason and anyone who's in a similar situation, I need you to listen to me. A career in tech will save your financial life. All right. Look into the programs like Careerist. But here's the thing. All right. Keep paying these loans, because what I heard you say was I took out credit cards to go to school, but I didn't even finish my degree. So yes, Jason, it may sound discouraging right now of what I'm about to say, but here is the truth. You have to work the debt snowball. $3,000 a month, 24. Jason, I hope you're living at home with your family. I hope you're living at home with your family. One of the biggest mistakes that I think that I made was moving out, trying to rush outside of my parents' house. Not necessarily my parents' covering, because there has to be a transition to where my parents transition from being my parent to being wise counsel as my parents. But I didn't have to leave their house because I should have been making that money and stacking it. And I remember my mom telling me that, like, son, you don't have to leave. I was like, no, I'm a man. A man don't stay at home. So I moved in with my girlfriend, which that was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. Because we were living paycheck to paycheck while I was trying to pay off some debt. Still borrowing money from my family at that time in my young 20s. So when you get some income, when you transition into the tech field, bro, I need you to hear me clearly. I need all y'all to hear me clearly. If you're looking to transition, I would transition into the QA field specifically because it doesn't require tech knowledge. It just requires you to know how to use your phone and basic computer skills, and you're willing to spend 20 weeks and learning this specific field. As a matter of fact, we will also link a show inside of today's show notes where you can go and learn more about the QA field, where I break it all the way down to exactly what is it, so you can see exactly how you can do it. Because I think, bro, this would be a great field for you to look into, because you'll go from this to making 80,000. But here's the thing, to everyone, when you have more income coming in, do not inflate your lifestyle. Man, you're gonna still live like you're living paycheck to paycheck because you're gonna start attacking that debt. You're young enough to build a whole new future within the next 12 months. But can you give yourself 5 months of dedication and then 6 months of just living super below your means and attacking that debt to where by the time you turn 25, 26 years old, man, you're consumer debt free and you are moving forward because you have a better eyesight on the future because you have no debt. The time is right now. Here's number 2 thing that, and again, I'm talking to Anthony ONeal. I've always been this guy, right? Cars. Let me talk to you about these car payments. These car payments that are killing our financial future. You want to feel successful in your 20s? For most folks, that means a big, shiny car. That means pulling up. Back then, it was a BMW and a Mercedes. Heck, even back then in the 20s, it wasn't just that. This is right when the Chrysler 300s first came out. Man, they were showing up in movies and you got spinner wheels on them. But here's what they didn't tell you. Listen to these numbers. Watch this. Watch this. Put these numbers up on the screen, Ed. The average used car is over $30,500. New car payments is at $741 a month. Many people are stretching their payments over 84 months. That is 7 years. 7 years. Look at these numbers one more time. The average car payment is at $741 a month. The average used car is at $30,500. So if you're paying back $30,500 over 84 months, with the interest rate, let's say on average 10%, you do the math. If you're doing a new car payment for $741 a month over 84 months, you do. Let me do the math for you. Let me do the math. I didn't even do the math. $741 times that by 84, that's $62,000. Man, let's move on. If you all think paying $62,000 for a car that you probably only bought the car for $35,000, $40,000 is good, you're crazy. Now, Anthony, wait, you told us that your thing is cars. Yeah, you're right. I do splurge my money on cars, but I haven't financed a car in almost 15 years. The last car I financed was a Maxima. It was in my mid-20s. Ever since then, I paid cash for everything. My truck, my car, paid cash. The Bentley that you all know that I have, paid cash. I even saved up for 2 years to pay cash for it. I kept driving. I had a Porsche Panamera. I kept driving that until I had the cash for it. Can I be honest with you? The real flex isn't driving a luxury vehicle you can't afford. The real flex is owning a cash car and having no car payment. Oh my gosh, Anthony, but what about a tax write-off if I lease it? Rich people are leasing their cars. Okay, let's talk about it. Rich people are leasing their cars. Still a dumb thing, but they have dumb money. If you're worth $100 million and you throw away $350,000 on a car, okay. Still not a wise thing, but you are not in a financial position to throw away any kind of money. You're not in a financial position to buy a new car and throw away 20, 30%. That is one of the dumbest things you can do. And I wish I could go back to my 20-year-old self and say, boy, put that crap down. Go buy you a $5,000 beater with some good AC in it and some good gas mileage and drive that until the wheels fall off, literally. Drive what you could pay for in cash. Buy reliable, buy used, buy under depreciated. New cars are going to lose 20 to 30% value in the first year. Don't do it. Because now what's happening is you threw away $15,000 that could have went towards your high yield savings. You threw away your investments that could have went into a mutual fund or index fund. You threw away your future. You threw it all away.
Building credit the traditional way is slow and confusing, and most credit cards want you to rack up debt just to boost your score. You see, I used to think that you had to choose between staying debt-free or having a good credit score. But, here's what I've discovered. There's actually a way to build credit without any credit checks, without going into debt, and without paying crazy interest fees. And it works faster than I thought possible. See, my friends at Kickoff, they are the truth. They are doing something different. They help you build credit the right way without the debt trap. I've seen people go from no credit to a 700 plus score using their system, and they did it completely debt free. Say it one more time, completely debt free. Over 150,000 people have left 5-star reviews on the App Store. Users see an average of 34 points increase in their credit scores. Some even see, watch this, up to 84 points within the first 12 months. These aren't just numbers. These are real people getting approved for homes and getting better interest rates. Here's the truth. Every month you wait is another month of paying higher interest rates on everything. A good credit score can save you a lot of money, thousands on a mortgage, hundreds on car insurance, and even help you skip the security deposits. Don't let bad credit cost you money. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/kickoff right now to get started for as little as $1 on your first month. I want you to build credit the debt-free way because your future self will thank you.
Let's talk about number 3. Try not to get passionate about it because it's like when I think about myself, I get a little disappointed in me. Yes, all of my mistakes developed me and matured me into the man that I am today, but I'm like, daggone it. I could be a better man if I didn't make some of these mistakes. I'm grateful that God has grace, that he has mercy, and he turned my pain into good, but God daggone it. So leads me number 3, career. Listen to me. Too many people in their 20s are chasing side hustles that don't pay while ignoring 9-to-5 jobs that could fund their freedom. I'm not saying don't dream big. I'm not saying don't pursue your passions. Here's what I'm saying. Build wisely. Here's what I'll tell my 20-year-old self. Boy, go get a job. Go get a job with growth, benefits, and a path. Become so valuable that they have to pay you more. And then when you come home, learn skills that increases your income, then document the results. Still want to build that business, Anthony? Great. Do it when you come home from 5 to 9. Don't get on MySpace back then. Don't get on AOL and Yahoo Chat. Don't go out there to the beach with your spinner wheels. No, go learn something that makes you better on your job, but then also builds the AO enterprise. Because the AO enterprise didn't start until I was 33. It didn't really come into fruition and making real money until I was 35. It's only been 6 years. Your 20s are for planting, not flexing. So I'm gonna say one more time. Your 20s are for planting, not flexing. Your 30s and your 40s are for working what you planted. Let's say it again. 20s are for planting, not flexing. Your 30s or 40s are for working, but watch this. Your 30s and 40s, or let's go deeper than planting. Your 30s or 40s are for watering what you planted so you can see it flourish in your 50s. But nah, man, I was out there trying to flex. I was out there trying to get the ladies. I'm gonna be real with you. Can I be real with you? I was in my 20s trying to do dumb stuff, trying to get the ladies, trying to have sex, trying to show my guys what I'm all about. And y'all, I paid the stupid mistakes. I'm still single because of those daggone stupid mistakes. I still don't have a family because of those daggone stupid mistakes. I'm behind where where I could have been if I just would have been doing the right thing. But again, you learn, you live, and you learn. This is why when I see people talk about me on blogs and stuff, like, man, you know, half of the stuff is false. But the other half, like, man, I know I jacked up. I'm gonna make sure that my future doesn't look like my past. I know I jacked up with money. I know I jacked up when it came to certain different things. This is why I'm exposing myself and saying, yo, this is what I would tell my younger self. Hey, man, don't go get a job. Stop being such in a rush to become this grown man. Take advantage of the season of where God has you at and serve. Because the better you can serve now, the quicker God will release you to get to the next stage. Let's move on. I got some more to get to. One of the things I would tell my younger self, even when I was like, I wanted to say my mid to late 20s, man, Anthony, you got to save more. Y'all, we got to talk about saving money like our life literally depends on it, because it does. Do you have an emergency fund, AO? Are you letting your money work for you, AO? Are you? Y'all, I remember when I lost my job in Florida, I went back home. I want to say I was about 23, 24 years old. Met my uncle, not met him, but, you know, started working with my uncle selling cars. I was selling cars for Deacon Jones Nissan. And I think it's Goldsboro? Yeah, it's Goldsboro, North Carolina. Man, I was there, I want to say for about 2 years. 2-3 years, and in those years, man, I'll never forget the first time I got my first paycheck from selling cars. The first month, man, I made $7,000. Mind you, $7,000 in 2007, 2006, 2007. I'm 24, 25, maybe right around that time. I don't know the exact math, but I know it was right around 24, 25. Yeah, 23, 24, because I left to go to Florida to pastor. Right around 26, because I was there for 4 years. So in between 23, 22 to 25, I was selling cars. And my first check was $7,000. I'll never forget going to that bank, man, and because I was in the check system, I had to go to a Walmart bank. I forgot the name of that bank. But when I went in there, man, I handed that lady the physical check, because we still got physical checks back then. We didn't have direct deposit. And I handed that check to that lady. She said, "Oh, this is your check?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, it is." How you doing? I looked at it straight up like that, and I got that dope, deep voice. I was like, "Yeah, what's your name?" Man, that girl put her name and her phone number on the back of the receipt. Man, I hit her up on MySpace that night. We linked up, we chilled. We didn't do nothing. We didn't have sex. I'm gonna be real with y'all. We didn't do that. But man, I remember, man, we went out and we had a blast. I think we went to, what's the name of that space? I forgot the name of the restaurant in Fayetteville, but it, man, they had just opened up, and they're very well known for their croissants. And we went there, had some drinks and chilled. And by the time the next month came, that $7,000 was gone. But I was making on average anywhere between $7,000 to about $15,000 a month. My best month was close to $20-something thousand in my mid-20s selling cars. Y'all, I'll never forget. This day, we see 3 big trucks pull into the car dealership. They get out of there, a van pulls up, an SUV pulls up, they go inside the dealership and they remove all keys from the dealership. And they start loading up all the cars on the truck. And that day, my life changed drastically because they shut down a dealership. And I remember driving home and I called my dad and I said, hey man, I don't have a job anymore. They shut down a dealership. And it was like, okay, cool. You made some money. How much money you got in your savings? Man, I opened up my savings. I had $400 to my name. And those 2 to 3 to maybe 4 years I was selling cars. I made it easy, $300,000-$400,000. Y'all, I'm putting myself on blast. My rent was $650 a month for a 2-bedroom condo. I was driving a Nissan Maxima. My expenses around that time was maybe $1,500 a month. I was making $7,000. And I didn't save no money. Because I was doing things that pleased my flesh. I was doing things to please others. But I wasn't saving. And y'all, in 2025, we gotta get a point to where we're saving. We're gonna put SoFi up right now that I need you all to open up a high yield savings account today. Even if you just put $100 in it today, do it. I need you to build it 3 to 6 months of your average net pay and put it inside of a high yield savings account, because now your money's gonna be making you forward. I think they're giving away 4% at $300. So if you open up a high yield savings account today, you're gonna get $300 if you open up a checking and a savings account and you put a direct deposit into the checking, and you get 4% of your money. If you put this in a regular bank, I'm not gonna name it, and I'm not gonna name a bank, but if you put it into a regular bank, like a bank in America maybe, they're gonna give you 0.03%. But if you put it in SoFi, they're gonna give you 4%. You do the math. If you got $5,000 in an account, do you want 0.03% or do you want 4.0%? We have to make saving a non-negotiable. Because we save for 3 main reasons. 1, emergencies. 2, big purchases. And 3, great opportunities to invest. I treat my savings at 41 like it's a bill. It gets paid first, not last. I'm training my future self to own money, not be owned by money. And here's the last thing. Here's the last thing. I'm gonna get about it here. We're at 25 minutes. I got 5 minutes left. Problem solving. This is the final piece that I wish I can go back to myself, my younger self, and teach. I pray that y'all get something from this. I think this is the most powerful advice that I can give my younger self and to you. Wealthy people solved a problem. Wealthy people solved a problem. Zuckerberg was in college, specifically at Howard, I want to say. Not Howard, Harvard, I want to say. And he saw that people weren't really connecting together. So he created Facebook. Elon Musk saw that, man, we're using too much gas and oil. We need to create a safer thing for cars. So he created Tesla. I forgot the guy who passed away who started Apple, him and his partner, but I was like, man, we need something a little bit more creative when it comes to computers. So they created Apple. They solved a problem. Wherever you work, I want you to look around. What frustrates your boss? What frustrates your team? What's frustrating people, your clients? Write that down and go solve that problem. And you will become an asset. You will become valuable. And what happens with assets? Over time, they generate more income. Over time, when you become an asset, you get promoted. Over time, you become so valuable that they ask you, hey, how can we spin this solution into a digital product, a service, a side business for the company? And because you did it, because you solved the problem, because you came to the table with this issue, I'm going to give you a portion of the income. You see, solving problems is the getaway to ownership. I can't stress that enough. Every rich person that I've seen, every wealthy person that I've identified, and let's just take it away from wealthy and successful. Every successful person, whether it's money, whether it's career, whether it's education, whatever, they've all solved a problem. That's why my company is starting to shift. If you all haven't seen it yet, because I can't say too much, but I see a problem. And I'm telling my team, yo, we're shifting. Because I want to be a problem solver, because 5 years from now, if we're not solving a problem, we are going to be behind. Everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to have a podcast and be a YouTuber. We have to be a problem solver, not a podcaster. You have to be a problem solver, not just an employee. Because AI is going to take your position because you didn't solve a problem. This is the wisdom that I wish I had in my mid-20s to early 30s. I wouldn't have wasted so much time and money trying to impress people who didn't even care about me. And I constantly have to remind myself at 41, boy, who cares? If they don't like you because you don't have that car, if she doesn't like you because you won't spend that kind of money, if who cares? One of my associates, Edward Long, said this, man, who is they? Think about that. Who is they? Well, they said, who is they? Like, what room have you given they in your life, in your mind? Get rid of them. Because your future is not depending on, quote unquote, they. Your future is depending upon you. So can I leave you with this? You don't need to look like you got money in your 20s. You need to get free in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Because the caliber of your future is going to be determined by the choices we make today. So if you're watching this in your 40s, make the decision. If you're watching this in your 30s, make the decision. If you're watching this in your 20s, make the decision. If you're watching this in your 60s, make the decision to change the trajectory of your future by changing the caliber of the decisions you're making today. Boy, I'm feeling good. We're at 30 minutes. I'll let y'all go. Bye.